morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to talk about the very first ever new set for Pokémon TCG Pocket. Not the first set ever. Of course, the first set ever was Genetic Apex. We've talked about that at length. No, ladies and gentlemen, we've got our first new set to be talking about. The reveal cycle has started anew. We have got ourselves a new set, Mythical Island, which is officially being called a themed booster pack. And it is set for release on December the 17th. That's Tuesday, if anybody's wondering. And a quick plea from your old pal Wassy here. Please don't call it a mini set. It's not a mini set. It's an A set. Or the official term seems to be themed set. It's not a mini set. That's not the way we call it. It is a themed booster. Remember, these sets are being made by creatures. The people who make the Pokemon trading card game proper. So we're just following the Japanese cadence here. Mini set, I know a lot of people are calling it that, and it is smaller than a regular set, so I see where you're coming from. But themed booster is really what we're talking about here, or an A set, as I like to call it. Lovely. Here's what it says in the press release. Today, the Pokemon Company Group announced that the popular Pokemon trading card game Pocket app has exceeded 60 million downloads. Yay, since its global launch. Lots of other cool stuff. In addition, the Pokemon Company Group will soon release a new expansion for Pokemon trading card game Pocket titled Mythical Island. In this latest expansion, players can look forward to discovering new and unique card illustrations featuring a variety of new Pokemon, including the mythical Pokemon Mew, as well as new binder and display board covers depicting the scenery of the mythical island. Furthermore, with more cards available soon to collect, players can also explore new approaches to deck building and enjoy expanded battling experiences in solo or versus battle modes. Mythical Island will be playable via the Pokemon trading card game Pocket app for iOS and Android beginning December the 17th, 2024. Players around the world will be able to collect new cards for the Mythical Island expansion by opening booster packs and through the Wonder Pick feature. We're not told a lot of the information that I really want there. We're not told about the size of the set, and we're not told a whole bunch of other things. What we are told about, however, is that there is a new set. It is coming on Tuesday. I don't know about you guys. I've been saving up my hourglasses for a little while now. I think I'm going to be able to open like 35 packs the second this set drops, which for someone who isn't spending a lot of money on the game, I think is not too bad. And I'm excited for new sets of the real trading card game. And you better believe I'm excited for new sets of Pokemon TCG Pocket. So, we've got the booster pack. The booster pack features Mew. It is an island set with Mew as the mascot, make no mistake about it. But there is a bunch of other stuff that we know about as well. Also, the key art here. Oh, the key art is beautiful. Shows Volcarona, shows Aerodactyl, shows Gyarados, shows Mankey. Yes, these Pokemon will be in the set. No, I can't show you all of them right now. Sorry about that. I'll try though. I'll do my best. Why don't we start off with Mew EX? Because Mew EX is redonk. Absolutely redonk. Now, it does only have 130 HP as a 2-prize EX, which is not ideal, but single energy 20, actually not terrible. Because turn 1, going second when you're allowed to attach an energy to attack, this is pretty good. And if you're hitting for weakness, it's 40. I'm not saying that Mew is great for this first attack. I'm saying this first attack is all right. But genome hacking, if you've played the main trading card game, you'll recognize this. This is phenomenal. Free colorless energy, choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks, and use it as this attack. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous here. Because if you look at the kind of other cards we see around right now, this is just going to counter a whole bunch of stuff. Now, not everything. So the classic example of where this won't work is, say, Pikachu EX. Pikachu EX is 30 damage for each of your bench lightning Pokemon, so you can use Mew as a pseudo 3rd and 4th Pikachu in a Pikachu deck, but unless you're playing lightning, it's not going to work. But how about Zapdos EX? You put free energy on Mew, your opponent puts a Zapdos active, you get to flip 4 coins and do 50 damage for each heads. Not too bad. How about your opponent goes and puts a Charizard active? Well, yeah, this should allow you to do 200 damage on a Charizard. Now, we need to see if this is ruled in the same way as the main TCG, but the way it works in the main TCG is you do the 200 damage, you then look to discard 2 fire energy. If you can discard 2 fire energy, you do, but if you can't, you don't. Need to stress, I am talking about the ruling as it is in the main TCG, where if it says discard 2 energy, if you do the damage, you have to discard first. But if it is just do the damage and then the side note is discard 2 energy, then you only do if you can. I.e., if you've got free fire energy on Mew, you have to discard them. If you don't have any fire energy on Mew, you don't discard anything. This is what I mean about Mew being an extremely powerful Pokemon. And because we don't have much real gusting, you can just build Mew up on your bench and leave it there until it's the right time. How about something like Mewtwo? Same Pokemon, same ruling. 4 energy, 150, discard 2 psychic energy from this Pokemon. If you have psychic energy on Mew, you have to discard it. But if you don't, you don't. Again, I need to stress, I am talking about the ruling as it works in the main TCG. It could be different in Pokémon TCG Pocket, but I don't think it will be, and certainly in the main TCG this works. It can one-hit KO a Charizard as a basic for free energy. It can one-hit KO a Mewtwo as a basic for free energy, and I'm not going to sit here playing this game until the 2 hours have run by. That seems excessive. But, you know, something like a Venusaur. Venusaur, 4 energy, 100 heal 30. Mew, free energy, 100 heal 30. But they're a stage 2 and you're a basic. Mew is absolutely cracked. This card is ridiculous. Now, the other really playable card we've seen, we haven't had a good look at. We've had this look at some challenges, some solo battles, which have given us a tiny look at Aerodactyl, 140 HP, 2 energy 80, your opponent can't play any Pokemon from their hand to evolve their active Pokemon. They can still evolve on the bench, but this could be super annoying. It's going to make basic decks better, it's going to make evolution decks worse, but in reality, we're all playing X speed and all of that, so it just means you have to be a little more careful. You can evolve up on your bench instead, and we are talking about a fossil Pokemon. They can be a bit of a pain to get into play. I think Aerodactyl looks good, and I think there's a lot of potential here, but I don't think it is an absolutely, like, super over-the-top broken card. I think it is a good card that should see a bunch of play, but I don't think it is as oppressive as it might initially look, because you can literally just evolve up on the bench, and like I say, with stuff like X-Speed, you'll be fine. What other cards have we seen? Well, we've seen one new supporter card, that is Blue, or Negative Giovanni, because Blue says that during your opponent's next turn, all of your opponents take 10 less damage from attacks from your opponent's Pokemon, whereas Giovanni says that your Pokemon deal 10 more. So rather than you dealing 10 more, your opponent deals 10 less. Same kind of thing. We're just doing a little bit of opposites here. But look, this is probably going to be something that people use, because at the end of the day, if you're against a matchup where your opponent is just doing enough damage to get a KO, playing Blue here means that your opponent won't get a KO, and that's kind of awesome. Also, fun note, in Japanese, this is green, not blue. There we go. We have seen a couple of, let's face it, uninspiring cards, Morlull and Snivy. They're not particularly relevant cards by themselves, but these tell us that the evolution lines are coming. So, Morlull tells us a Shinotic is coming, Snivy tells us that a Superior is coming, but that's about the best I can do with these ones. We have seen the fancy full art of Vaporeon, and it's beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely beautiful. Also has a really nice ability, Wash Out. As often as you like during your turn, you may move a water energy from one of your bench water Pokemon to your active water Pokemon. But bearing in mind water decks already have Misty to accelerate energy, being able to then easily move that energy around the board using Vaporeon could end up being a very good thing. Free Energy 60 is not good, but being able to redirect Misty energy after having accelerated it with Misty is a big win. We like this. We've seen the full art of Dedenne, which again is absolutely beautiful. Single energy, 10 damage plus paralysis on a coin flip. It's not phenomenal, but it's good for buying a little bit of time. But on a Pokemon that doesn't evolve, it's fine, but it's not particularly good. We've also had a quick look in the trailer at a Marshadow with Okacheke artwork. My favourite artist. Adore this. And we've got Revenge. 2 energy, 40 damage. If any of your Pokemon were knocked out by damage from an attack during your opponent's last turn, this attack does 60 more damage. This is brilliant. 100 damage isn't quite as much as I would like, don't get me wrong, but 100 damage will get a lot of Pokemon. With weakness, you will do the perfect number to get a KO on Pikachu, for instance, and also leave it on your bench, pop an energy on there when you get a minute, your opponent takes a KO, pop it active, attach an energy, boom, 100 damage. We've already seen enough cards here to know that this set is going to be shaking up the metagame, and I, for one, am delighted about this. This is awesome. So there we go. We have confirmation of a new set. We have a Mew, which is completely cracked. We have some other new full art cards to talk about. We got an Aerodactyl that looks really interesting. And I, for one, am delighted. But I've told you everything you need to know now. So now it's over to you guys. Tell me if you're excited for this new set. Tell me your hopes and dreams. Tell me anything you want to tell me in the comment section. Good us. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokémon TCG Pocket and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.